Hello, wonderful SCA computer student. This is Miss Player here. I'm going to show you how to set up your Word document for the collage project in case you missed it or just want to double check and make sure that you got it set up right. Okay, very first thing we're going to do is go to the Layout tab on the ribbon here, and we're going to set our margins. So I'm going to click on the Margins drop down. And there it is. And we'll come all the way down to the bottom, select Custom Margins. We're going to set the top, left, bottom, and right all to, guess what? I changed my mind. It was 0.3 originally. Now I'm going to set it to 0. Word won't allow us to print to the very edge. Well, actually, our printers won't. But that's okay. We're going to get as close to the edge as we can. All right, a message box appears and says some margins are outside the printable area of the page. Do you want us to try moving those margins inside the printable area? I'm going to say no, or in other words, ignore it. Just move on. All right, here we go. Next, I'm going to probably want to change the orientation on my document from portrait to landscape. It's up to you if you want to keep it portrait. We simply just go to Orientation on the Layout tab once again and select Landscape. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set a background color on my page here. So I'm going to click on the Design tab of the ribbon. There we go. And all the way to the edge of the ribbon here, right next to borders, there's a page color option. Do not get that confused with the colors drop down. This allows us to change the themes of our document. This option, page color, allows us to change actually the background color from a white fill to something else. So I'm going to click here on page color. Now if you want, you can choose just a standard black or a solid color. I'm going to go ahead with a feeling powder blue today. However, if you would like, there's some other options here. If I go to page color and go to fill effects, I can choose a gradient, a texture, a pattern, or a picture. Let's start with gradient. There's several different options here. You can do a 2-color gradient, and it shows you kind of a sample of what that would look like, and choose the 2 colors that you want to use as your gradient here, or you could go to preset, and in preset there's some predefined gradients that are actually kind of nice, kind of snazzy. And then you can choose the orientation of how the gradient applies on the page. So for example, if I do from center, it's going to look like that. It's a little bit off center because we're landscape and whatnot, but you get the idea. If I go back into fill effects and select texture, there's some predefined texture choices here. You can explore these options. This one's kind of cool. Looks like a crinkled up piece of paper. Next we have got pattern. And you can see there's different styles of pattern you can choose from. And then you can customize the color that the pattern will apply itself with. Ooh, it's a little crazy. So anyway, I'm going to just stick with a plain solid color. Okay, make sure that you save this document in case you haven't already done that. I'm going to save this in my OneDrive Collage Project folder. Where is that? OneDrive Computers, Collage Project, and then I'm going to name it Collage and my last name. Oops. And save. All right. Yep, it's thinking. All right, so next we're going to find some images to use for our project. I'm going to invite you to check out Schoology. In your computers class, there is a link down here at the bottom that says click here to access several useful graphic and image websites. If you go here, the very first option, this highclipart.com link, has some really useful graphics here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to either do a search for a specific type of graphic that I'm looking for, or I can click in some of these categories up at the top. These are popular searches where they've gone ahead and sort of cataloged different PNG files that are popular on this website. So I'm going to do, I want to do something abstract. I like abstract. And I'm going to just scroll down here and find some sort of abstract graphic that I want to include. Ooh, this is kind of cool. I like that it has a top and a bottom. The gray and white checkerboard that you see on all of these graphics just basically symbolize that it's a transparent background. All right, so don't be too concerned about the gray and white. In fact, you want the gray and white background because that means you don't have to remove any sort of pixels like a background fill from the graphic. Okay, I'm getting too picky here. I'm just going to go ahead and select one on this page. Let's go with, ooh, this is cool. All right, and I like that it's landscape also. So I'm going to click on this graphic once, and then it brings up kind of like a previewer. From here, I'm going to scroll down until I see this button here, free download. It has to say free download, and then in parentheses, it's going to have the file size listed. So try not to get confused on this site because it would be really easy to accidentally click, like, for example, on this download button or right here where it says start now. So yeah, look for the till free download button. Once you do that, you'll see these little bouncing balls. It tells you that it's downloading. When it's complete, it says, thank you for downloading. It takes just a moment, and then you should see the file populate here in the bottom of your Google browser. Okay, so I'm going to click on this caret icon and I'm going to select show in folder. And just because I like to stay organized, I'm going to take this graphic and I'm going to drag it into my computer's collage project folder. Okay, so I just simply hold the left mouse button down over the file here in viewer. Oh, by the way, if you like seeing the icons of your graphics, go to the View tab and choose either extra large or large icons. But anyway, back to moving or copying the file over to my collage project folder. I'm going to hold my left mouse button down, drag it over the collage project folder. Okay, and then just drop it in there. You see that it's copying. Okay, I can minimize this. And then if I want, I can keep searching for other types of PNG or graphic files, or I can just go into Word and insert that image. So I'm going to do that. I'm back to Word here. I'm going to click on the Insert tab of the ribbon, and then I'm going to choose Pictures. All right, so it's asking me where is this file that you want to insert. So I'm going to go back to my OneDrive, Computers, Collage Project folder, and then I got to find that graphic. See, I have a whole bunch in here I've been kind of playing around with. I'm going to click on the graphic and then select Insert. Okay, so there it is. Next thing you're going to want to do is, obviously, you probably are going to want to resize it and then position it somewhere on the page. The easiest way to do this, well, there's actually a couple of different options. You can click right here on this icon that appears when you have the picture selected, or you can go to the Pictures Tools tab in the ribbon. Both of these options will get you to the same options. So I'm going to click here on this little button, and then in the with text wrapping area, I'm going to choose either tight or in front of text. Both of these options work really well. In front of text works nicely if you have a whole bunch of images already on your page. and it just puts this picture on top of everything else. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that one, and then I can close this window. All right, next I'm going to hover my mouse over the corner icon of this, or actually it's like, it's not really an icon, it's a handle. And I'm going to hover my mouse over this corner handle, and then I can drag the graphic out. And then I can reposition it. Maybe I don't want the whole graphic to appear on the page. So I can just kind of select what area of the graphic that I want. If you want to move your graphic off of the page, just make sure that you have chosen in the wrap text option that you choose in front of text. Okay, and that's basically it. Then you're going to insert your next image from the ribbon. You'll go Insert Pictures, select that next image that you have in your collage project folder, and I'm just going to grab this one for example and select Insert, and there it is. Oops, I'm going to select this image again and then go up here to this little layout options tool, and I can choose either tight to reposition it or in front of text if I want it on top of everything else. And then once again I'm going to hover over a corner handle and resize it however I want, and boom, we're done. Alright, so that's basically what you're going to do. You're just going to keep inserting images, repositioning them on the page. From the image, if you want to customize the image a little bit more, just go up to the Picture Tools tab on the ribbon, and you can see there's a lot of different options here. I can crop it, I can rotate the image. Also, there's a rotation handle here on the image, so if you just hover over this little circular icon at the top of your image, you can rotate. And you can also add some really cool color effects, artistic effects if you would like, and just play around and experiment with that Picture Tools tab. Okay guys, have fun, enjoy, and I can't wait to see your creations.